In this episode of 10 Best Ones, we are going to check out the top 5 best budget phones in 2018. I made this list based on my personal opinion, and I tried to list them based on their price, quality, durability and more. If you want to see the price and find out more information about these budget phones, you can check out the links down in the description and the comment section below. Okay, so, let's get started with the video. At number 5, we have the ASUS Zenfone Max Pro. The ASUS Zenfone Max Pro is an affordable, smartphone that can easily compete with most of the mid-range priced phones that you can find on market, because it packs a stylish construction with a reliable performance, so if you've been looking for something similar, then you've found it. From a design perspective, this particular model has a slim, blue finished body that is mostly made of metal, since the only place that the metal is not dominant is at the edges, which are plastic, and they can be found around the rear top and rear bottom. On the top, there is the front-facing 8-megapixel camera that is followed by a LED flash, while on the rear, you can find dual camera system positioned on the top left corner along with yet another LED flash, and a fingerprint sensor which is neatly positioned on the center. But now, let's talk about the performance. This particular model has really good specs for its price tag, starting from its 3GB of RAM, 32GB of storage space, and when we add the fact that this smartphone supports micro SD cards of up to 2TB, it means that you can store all of your important files and install numerous apps without any problem. When it comes to the display, the Zenfone Max Pro houses a 6-inch IPS display with a resolution of 2160 by 1080 pixels, has an aspect ratio of 18:9 and has a pixel density of 404 pixels per inch, so when we analyze these things closely, it means that the visuals you see will be vibrant and clear. I would also like to mention that this model is powered by a 64-bit octa-core processor, which makes this unit run pretty fast even if you have multiple apps running in the background, so for the price you pay, this is more than good. Finally, the 5000 mAh battery is yet another great thing about this smartphone, because it can last throughout a typical day, so you can simply forget your charger, since the battery is massive and indeed long-lasting. To conclude, if you're looking for an affordable, yet quality smartphone, then this is the one for you. Moving on, at number 4, we have the Sony Xperia XA2. The Sony Xperia XA2 is a reasonably priced smartphone that would be a really good option for you, if you're interested in having a smartphone that has a strong hardware, sleek design and an exceptionally good camera that can satisfy even the most demanding customers on the market. Speaking of the design, this unit sports a compact, minimalistic construction that is accompanied by rounded edges, metal sides and a plastic rear, so when you see it as a whole, it does really look beautiful. On front top right corner, you can notice the 8-megapixel XMOR camera that has a 120-degree, super wide-angle lens which will let you capture well-defined selfies, while slightly below, there is the 5.2-inch screen that is protected with a curved 2.5D Corning Gorilla Glass which keep this smartphone protected from various scenarios. On the rear, there is the 23-megapixel main camera that will let you record 4K videos and slow-motion videos of up to 120 FPS. Also on the back, you can find a fingerprint sensor, which will let you taste the benefits of having a password-free access to the phone. Now, let's talk about the features. This particular model is armed with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 630 octa-core processor, has 32GB of storage, 3GB of RAM, and if you ask me, this is more than good for the price you pay, since you will have enough memory for having multiple apps opened and the chances that you will notice lags are indeed set to the minimum. Moreover, the display is yet another highlight regarding this smartphone, due to the fact that has a resolution of 1080p, covers up to 96.5% of the sRGB color space, and has a brightness of up to 507 candles per square meter, so once you turn it on and start watching videos or have a casual use, I'm sure that you will instantly recognize its potential. Last but not least, the battery life is great as well, because this smartphone comes with a 3300 mAh battery that will offer you a full day use, which is awesome. Overall, the Sony XA2 deserves your attention, especially if you want to purchase a smartphone that has an amazing camera and battery life without spending a large amount of money. Next up, at number 3, we have the Xiaomi Redmi 5 Plus. The Xiaomi Redmi 5 Plus is a true example of what does a bang for the buck means, due to the fact that this unit combines 4GB of RAM, 64GB of storage space, beautiful screen, and 2 quality cameras that will help you capture wonderful photos. Design-wise, the Redmi Plus is available in 5 colors, where all of them share the same specs, and only differ at the color, so regardless of your choice, you're going to absolutely love this smartphone. Moving on, this model has a sleek, aluminum frame, that is present across the entire structure, a 2.5D glass that is spread across the front part of the body, and a highly responsive fingerprint scanner, that is located at the back. At the top, positioned at the left corner, there is a 5-megapixel camera, while on the side, you will see 2 dedicated buttons, such as the power and the volume keys. At the bottom, there is a microphone, a charging port, and the speaker, while if you flip the smartphone over, you will notice a 12-megapixel camera that sits above the flashlight. But now, let's talk about the performance. This model has a large, 5.99-inch IPS capacitive touchscreen that combines a resolution of 1080 by 2160 pixels, an aspect ratio of 18:9, with 403 pixels per inch, which means that you will see consistent colors even from wide viewing angles. When it comes to the hardware, the Redmi 5 Plus integrates an octa-core 2.0 GHz processor, 4 GB of RAM, a hybrid dual SIM system, and 64 GB of RAM, so as you can see, for the price, this is more than good, since you will have enough room for all of your important files and apps. I would also want to inform you that this unit runs on the Android 7.1.2 Nougat, which has many interesting features of which you can take an advantage. Finally, the large 4000 mAh battery can last throughout your day, but keep in mind that everything depends on your use. To conclude, you should definitely consider the Xiaomi Redmi 5 Plus as your next purchase because it offers a great value for its cost. Moving on, at number 2, we have the Moto G6. The Moto G6 would be a fantastic option for you, especially if you're looking for a budget-friendly smartphone that looks and feels premium, so let's get straight into the action, and find out what's so special about it. When it comes to the design, the G6 features a gorgeous, yet an extremely durable construction that consists of a water-repellent coating which will protect your smartphone from accidental splashes, but what's also interesting is that rear part of G6 is wrapped in a scratch-resistant Corning Gorilla Glass, so without a doubt, I have to admit that Motorola deserves our applaud here. On the front top, there is an 8-megapixel camera that is followed by a LED flash, while on the rear, there is the main, dual camera system with 12 and 5 megapixels respectively, which according to the users, can capture crystal clear photos of everything you intend to shoot. Now, let's talk about the features. The first thing I'd like to mention is the screen. Well, this unit has a 5.7-inch, edge-to-edge, Full HD Max Vision screen that has an impressive aspect ratio of 18:9, and this can't be often found with budget smartphones. In practice, this means that every content you watch will be nearly perfectly defined, and what's also good is that the visuals produced by the screen can be seen without any problem even if you're exposed under a direct sunlight. Moving on, the G6 is equipped with 3 GB of RAM, 32 GB of internal storage, but you can expand it up to 128 GB by taking an advantage of a micro SD card, and let's not forget the Qualcomm Snapdragon 450 octa-core processor which will ensure that this G6 will perform exceptionally smooth even if you have multiple apps running in the background. Before we end, I'd like to mention that the 3000 mAh battery may last around 10 hours of use, which is satisfying, but what's good is that you will be given a turbo power charger that will quickly recharge your battery, so you shouldn't worry about anything. Overall, the Moto G6 is worthy of considering, and if you ever decide to purchase it, you will instantly notice what makes it different from the other smartphone on the market. And finally, at number 1, we have the LG G6. The LG G6 is currently maybe the best budget smartphone that you can find on the market, mainly because of the fact that this smartphone has a great storage space, solid construction, and a durable battery that can keep you covered for a full day. From a design perspective, the G6 boasts an aluminum, IP68 certified body, that makes it resistant to water and dust, but this doesn't stop here, since the LG has implemented a Gorilla Glass 3 on the front, with the intention to strengthen its build quality to the maximum. The first thing you'll notice about this smartphone is its large 5.7-inch screen that has slim bezels, and as we are looking upward, you will instantly notice the 5-megapixel front-facing camera with selfie light, which will drastically enhance the quality of your selfie shots. At the back, there are two 13-megapixel cameras that sit next to the LED flashlight, and as I've stated at the beginning, both of them are quality, so you can capture all of your beautiful situations and landscapes. Slightly beneath, there is a circular fingerprint scanner, which is highly responsive, so you can always rely on it, due to the fact that, within a blink of an eye, your mobile will already be unlocked. But now, let's talk about the performance. First of all, let's first start with the screen. Well, the G6 IPS screen has a QHD resolution, with an aspect ratio of 18:9, and 564 pixels per inch, which by default means that the color accuracy is set to the top, so you can see everything regardless if it is during the day or the night. Moving on, this smartphone uses the Android 7.0 Nougat, but it is upgradable to Android 8.0 Oreo, so you will always be hand in hand with the latest trends. I'd also want to mention that this model is powered by a quad-core processor, has 4 GB of RAM and it has 32 GB of storage space, but you can expand it to up to 2 TB, if you take an advantage of an SD card, so as you can see, the G6 is simply fantastic. To conclude, you should seriously consider the G6 as your next purchase, because it looks good and performs even better. Thanks for watching, I hope you liked this video. If this video was helpful to you, please remember to leave a like and subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this in the future, and if you have any questions related to these budget phones, you can leave a comment down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can.